A couple of weeks ago, when I was having a friend help me put some sound equipment in, he stomped when he said he fell right on the engine cover and it got shattered into a bunch of different pieces, and I've been driving around with that all messed up. So I bought a fiberglass repair kit, and I am trying to get to the point of building that out, but I am generally not good at this sort of stuff, but I do have a general idea of what's going on. I have a fiberglass blanket that I've already opened up, make sure is enough to do just the repair. The blanket thinly would probably cover the whole thing, but then that wouldn't be able to sustain anybody's weight. If I layer it a few times, I think that it'll be much more like the original instead of just like a thin repair sheet. In order to do that, plastic has to be between this and the fiberglass, and the plastic will pull off of the fiberglass. I've done fiberglass before in a company for a very small bit of time, but it's just this bottom like weight bearing area that's gone off of the original shell. But the original shell is hella damaged too, but I need to use as much of that as possible. It has, you know, some heat blanket that's still, heat shield that's still there, but it's not attached very well. And it's got grease and stuff between it, and it's peeling off, and it's been tried to be glued up and it hasn't really stuck. Some epoxy will probably help, but that would also mean letting it lay there. Need to bring out my sander and sand up the edges of this so that I can hope that the blanket attaches, and I'm gonna try and get a piece underneath and a piece on top and then attach it like that and hope that it adheres well. But once again, I need to get a sander and a dust mask and get out here. I don't have a lot of time to get this done. As in, like, it's Saturday and I gotta be out of here on Monday, and this is not a lot of time for somebody who doesn't know what the hell they're doing to get this type of stuff done. And this is where, if you're going to live like I do and you're not going to be rich and you have to do repairs that you don't know about, you end up carrying stuff forever and you're not sure when you're gonna need it, but you know it's gonna come in handy, like this heavy ass roll of plastic that I've had buried. And now it's really coming in handy, because I would hate to have to go and find or spend money on this when I really need it to protect the area I'm in from epoxy, and also to be a non-stick surface for the fiberglass repair and the epoxy itself. There's a bunch of stuff like that, especially like screws and hardware that I will take off of stuff, and it seems like it's such a waste of time, but then when you need it, it's genius to have it. Absolute genius to have it. So this is the general shape of what we're going for. I have the metal foot plate. I have the angle about right. You can see the original heat shield right here, about in the right position, and then the fiberglass would have a cupped sort of 2-inch lip off of that. With this, I'm going to put some plastic and get my general shape out of some just bracing of wood that I can find around, and make it to where I can put a fiberglass blanket there and epoxy all of this into the shape I want, and then hopefully layer some fiberglass as it's curing. Alright, so I was trying to build a wood template with the wood I could find around and what I had on hand, and then I realized that I was doing it backwards. And once I realized I was doing it backwards, the whole idea came together much better. So I flipped the other side over, used the big piece of wood to approximate the rear part of the enclosure, and then I started figuring out the dimensions of where it's supposed to be at, built myself a border, and then I started stuffing all of the ground stuff, tuft, dirt, rocks, everything underneath in an approximation of the top and how it's supposed to be. And it's a little bit high in some areas and not quite high enough in some areas, but I can stuff a little bit more in there, give it a little bit more rigidity. I also want the epoxy to have something to sit against that hopefully attaches to this. So I'm going to bring my sander out and sand and scuff this stuff up with using my sander before I get started. I'm also going to blow out the edges because I found the best way to sweep my bus is using a leaf blower. Maso, stop. Spot, sit, you sneaky dog. I am not so busy that I don't notice you sneaking off. Sit down. Lay down. No, you stay there and you quit trying to be sneaky. You understand me? I know when you're trying to be sneaky. You better stop it. You better stay there. Because animals love to be in the road on the inside curve, where if there is a car speeding down a country road, they will definitely hit the animal. It seems to be where they always want to lie because it's where the sunspot is. Anyways, I've been talking to him all day about staying where he's put. He knows what he's supposed to do. He's just got a pair of testicles. So he figures when I'm distracted, he'll do what he wants. Her motor's just going. She's just a big old lovey cat. She's just like, pet me, pet me. Her butthole's clean. Still sort of open when she lifts her tail at all. But it's not as bad as it was. And she ain't got nothing coming out of it. But you can still see a little bit of the pink sphincter. She's just a big old sweetheart, though. She knows she doesn't stink now. And her babies don't stink now. She's not quite a witch's cat. Got a little bit of white on her chest. But don't get this twisted. This cat is a predator for what she wants. If she wants something, she's going to get it. If she wants out, she's going to get out. If she wants food, she's going to break into something. If she wants whatever she wants, this kitty's gonna fucking find a way to get it. And she's fearless. She's not scared of the engine of the bus. She's not scared of when we're driving. It doesn't even faze her, which is really, really odd for a cat. Because to get cats used to traveling inside of a vehicle, a week of screaming, typically. From lots of stories of others and then my own personal experiences. I'm pretty sure this is her first time on a lap because she's standing extremely awkwardly. Like one foot is taking, it's this cocked back one. She doesn't have it in the right position. She doesn't really know how to, but she's decided she loves love so much and she's so happy being clean and not smelling like poop at all right now that she's going to go from walking around and checking stuff out and to getting love, and now she's going to get love on my lap. A feral cat to a lap kitty. I mean, she's still got some feral parts about her, but when she's clean and soft and smells good like this, you wouldn't even know. Little Sarah. Alright, so I have sanded some edges to get some adhesion. I have drilled some holes to make sure that I get some penetration with the epoxy to try and make sure it bonds to the old piece. I've tried to sand that, but it didn't really work as good as I'd hoped. But, you know, I did expose some spots here and there. I've got the shape of what I'm going for. I'm going to finish tuning that up right now. I've just blown it out again with the fiberglass. So I got about 3.5 hours of daylight left. Let's hope I get this right. So nothing ever goes according to plan, probably especially with fiberglass. The epoxy, trying to spread it at all was a joke. Dabbing it on, it still picked the stuff up and started to move it. And so I figured the best way to probably get the first layer to adhere the way I wanted to was to sandwich it between plastic and smooth it to be the way I'd want, and then let the plastic dry for a while, and then try and pull it off. I think the plastic is going to do the job better than what it was about to be, that's for sure. But in some areas the plastic wants to pull away, leaving it a little bit rougher than I wanted, but this is definitely better than, well, we'll see how it works. This is a cat that can be a problem. She just got up there on her own. She just jumped on other stuff all the way there and then out the hatch, just like Felix used to do. There ain't no keeping a cat like that inside if she wants to be outside. You're a bad kitty. Get in here. Alright, so peeling the plastic off was sort of a chore, and then it has not set as hard as I thought it would be right now, which is okay, I think, because that didn't pull off the way I wanted it to, and I should have showed it earlier, but I didn't. So what I'm doing is I'm tapping it down, getting the stuff that's sticking up too far away to lay down, if at all possible, trying to stay away from the totally dry fiberglass, because then it just creates more strings like is around on the bottom of this one right here. And I'm trying to get to this spot because there is a gap, and this was, I believe, supposed to be attached, and it's supposed to be like creating some bonding in multiple layers around the broken edge. So I want to get rid of the air bubbles and get the epoxy and the fiberglass to work together. I'd like to get this trailer off of it if I could, this trailing piece of fiberglass. I'm just giving it a little tappy tap, and then here you can really see how it sort of pulls apart away from it, which is not really what I wanted at all at this stage, but not much I can do about it with the way this is, since it's still wet enough to adhere other layers. I think that is generally the thing to do, is try to make this thing work. That might have been a bad move that I just did right there. That might have been not good. Alright, I gotta put this phone down so I can make this stuff work, because trying to hold it and get this stuff to do what I want it to do at the same time does not appear to be working very well. Well, here it is so far. I've used 3/4, 2/3 of the epoxy. It looks like shit, but it's better than nothing at this point. And the way you got to work with this stuff is you got to work with it wet, and it's a pain in the ass to get anything right close without having a specific form built and a mold and all that kind of shit. So here's to hoping that this works out for me, because man, right now it might not be better than a wet blanket. Also, one last thing, I forgot some key things like paint, body filler. So no matter what, I'm gonna have to cover this up with something, keep the dog from getting fiberglass in his paws and shit like that too. So yeah, it happened so fast I couldn't catch it. She basically gave Maso permission to greet her kittens when I tipped the cart over so they could explore outside a little bit, because they're moving around and acting playful and starting to get that fully aware kittenish attitude. Mommy's the one that has all the problems. Mommy's the one that keeps me up all night. Maso seems like a very good uncle dog. Mommy trusts me. seems to be trusting Maso too. More than so than she trusts Shiba. But Shiba hisses in her face still. Oliver's underneath the plastic. He's so cute. The way he's looking at the dog, Oliver is so cute. Yeah, mommy. Maso, it's okay. I didn't think she got you. She tried to get you. He's just like, you cannot play with them, Maso, Minga. No excited play, Minga. They're babies. Maso, back up. I don't like it when he gets all excited acting like he might just pick something up and throw it or some shit. No, I don't want to have to chase him under there. Don't take him underneath the bus, Mommy. Oliver's wrapped in plastic over here. Little Oliver. I call this one Oliver. He's got the cutest tail. Look at it. It's black underneath and it's white on top. And so he looks gray. Because he's got like a black undercoat. He's the biggest of the kittens, I think. But the most brave is the black one. The black one that looks like his mom. He will just... Yeah, I think she just swapped that Maso. Because he's like harassing her a little bit. Being too friendly. She got poop all over the place again. She got a turd stuck to the back of her tail. I can't tell if it's because she went someplace else and drugged the turd back or because she just pooped in bed and it slipped out on her while she's feeding or something. So now everybody needs a bath again. Just water, though. Maso, no! You can't do that with your paw, dumbass. That's too rough. And you can't sit on me right now, Mommy. You've got a shitty kitty. You got poop all over your tail. No lap time for you at the moment. No lap time for you at the moment. We gotta wash you up. Everybody needs a water bath today. I'm supposed to be at work in about 5 hours. It's about an hour and a half drive from here. I don't have the stuff to finish off this fiberglass right here that I could really use. It ends up being a really poor job and a mold would have definitely been better, but I worked with what I had and now it's at the point where it has to be sanded and I'm gonna have to throw some stuff over it so the dog doesn't get fiberglass in his paws because he's gonna go and try and stand on it immediately. I just can't even keep him away from it no matter what. So I'm planning for that. Sanding this next. The bus is cleaned and everything that could be stowed at this point is stowed, and now I'm just going through garbage and putting some other finishing stuff away, my tables, and cleaning shit up as fast as possible. And believe it or not, this is way better than it was. So much stuff is stowed right now, and a bunch of this stuff is just like nitnoid stuff or stuff that I need for like sanding fiberglass and such, and you know, tool bags and other stuff I'm in the middle of working on. And these guys have taken up so much of my time, and if I'm going to take her to a vet, she's going to take so much more money. And it's at least, you know, once a day at least And now she's using that right there, which I guess that's better than going to the bathroom someplace else. But I'm thinking I'm going to need to be swapping these things out in that scenario probably, because this is really shallow and it's meant for her kittens. And this non-clumping clay, she just basically ruins it the first usage. And I don't want it there for her, but at the same time, it helps her teach her babies. So I'm sort of in a catch-22. And as soon as I put that litter in there, Oliver, the one with the gray ears, he used it immediately. The other two had no use for it. But he literally sat there, scratched in it, peed in it. And then he just sat there on top of his pee though, and then when I moved him, there was a direct spot where he had been that hadn't been there before that he'd used it. So the whole bus is so much different than when I was making videos last time. So much stuff has happened. I just moved out of my storage unit, and I've been trying to figure all of that and get stuff made to where it's fitting well and working well in the bus. Got the dishes done and generally put away last night. But there's always 3,000 things to do, and the bus always needs a repair, and I don't ever have enough money to do the things I need. And yep, that's typical. I don't know what else to say. I didn't mean to go down that path, but this whole cat peeing, pooping everywhere issue is a fucking issue. Whenever I leave a camping area, parking area, I will never leave anything except for burnables in a fire pit, and that's it. All I'm ever trying to leave, burnables in a fire pit. We got our first escape artist, the first one to crawl over the fence. And his sister's like, he can do it, I can do it, because she's right behind him. They're like bosom buddies. The two white ones are always cuddling, and the black one is like always on the outs. This is Oliver. Oliver's the biggest. But Oliver doesn't follow his mommy around. Outside, the black one does. He follows his mommy around. He's all super spunky. But Oliver decided he wanted out. And Oliver climbed over the fence first. He's definitely the biggest. He's so cute, Oliver. He's so cute. He's the first one to go potty in the kitty litter, which I need to swap that out. Now he's the first one to climb out of the milk crate. Let's swap that kitty litter out. You do not do that, cat. You stay out of my meat. She's a straight up hunter, carnivore, scavenger. She'll just break into my shit and take it. She's a thug like that. She will. Poopy ass kitty, always having stuff coming out of her butt. As a matter of fact, just stay off of my countertops, okay, little one? They're so cute. He's all hissing. See, now they're all climbing out. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to lock them up. Move, Manga. Leave the cat turds alone. I got a backup one. Alright, backup kitty litter for the babies. Shit! Ouch! God damn it, more scrapes on my leg. I gotta get levelers on this thing. Damn it, it smells like baby cat poop is what it smells like. Could be mommy, could be them, could just be a fart. None of the babies look like cat poop. She's so playful, Laura. Laura's all playful. Boy, they stink though. That's so funny, Oliver. And maybe it's the mommy farting around me. Maybe the mommy's taking a poop down below. Ah, that's why. Stinks like her. But the kittens are so cute. Look, Oliver's gonna go potty again. Whoa. She doesn't know he's trying to focus. Show him how to use a toilet like a big boy, Oliver. I'm literally holding the brother and sister back from messing with him while he squats and goes potty. Now he's cleaning himself. I'm not even sure if he went. Now I just want to see if he already went. That's a no. Did not go yet. She's gonna need her butt cleaned, watch. Yeah. There's something wrong with her for sure. Definitely something wrong with the mommy. She needs a vet I can't afford. I'm just trying to help her out. She needs a vet I can't afford. So I got off of work and the mom is still having pooping on herself issues, and I have to find, hope I got that mosquito. I had to find the spots inside my bus that, oh, mosquitoes are biting me. I had to find the spots in my bus that she had pooped in, and I definitely found a few, just like these mosquitoes that are biting me and I'm trying to kill right now. And then the kittens had poop all over them, and it looked like some was from them and some was from their mom, and they had to have a bath, so they're all freezing right now. And mom's been a pain in the ass jumping out of the bus, and the kittens are all so cute. Oliver, this one, he was cleaning his brother right here, Phoenix. He was just shivering to death and trying to clean his brother, and he kept his arm over him. It was so cute, like little Laura's trying to clean him right now, and she's outside the washcloth. I've used all of my extra towels and everything I have. I've only got one towel left, one washcloth that hasn't been used by kittens and cat poop. But they're just so adorable. So cold from the bath they just got. Look at her, she's gonna cuddle him. Watch. Those two are bosom buddies. They're so cute. He's such a fluff ball. Damn it, she keeps getting out no matter what. Can't keep the mom inside. She's gonna get ran over by one of these trucks. She's just too good. You're supposed to be inside, Sarah. See, I've named everybody, but she can't stay at this rate because of that butthole. Her dropping turds everywhere, me having to clean them up. I can't handle it. It's driving me crazy. I gotta find a non-kill shelter or something for her.